NFL win totals were just released. But if you don't live in Vegas, don't worry. I got a guy. Hey, I'm Bill Enright. He's Todd DeVries. We're from FootballNation.com, and today we are discussing the win totals for 8 different NFL teams. Todd has 2 overs and 2 unders. I have the same. Todd, let's start with your 2 overs.
Bill, the Patriots are at 10.5. Are you kidding me?
10.5 wins on the season?
10.5 wins on the season. I am taking the over, baby. This, to me, these odds are a classic overreaction to the potential 4-game suspension of Tom Brady. If it holds up, Bill, I still think they'll easily go 2-2 at worst with Jimmy Garoppolo. That means they only have to go 9-3 the rest of the way. You know, Tom Brady, an angry Tom Brady in the crappy AFC East, right. He's going to go 9-3 the rest of the way. They're going to win 11 or 12 games. No brainer.
And then who's your second team?
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid on the Jacksonville Jaguars, wow. Bill. The number is 7.5. I know they only went 5-11 last year, but they have one of the up-and-coming quarterbacks that I really like in Blake Bortles. They got a nice set of wide receivers led by Allen Robinson. And look what they did in the draft, Bill, on the defensive side of the ball. They got Jalen Ramsey, who's considered to be the best corner in the entire draft. They got Myles Jack, who should be healthy in year 1 anyway. He's probably the best linebacker in the entire draft. And then they signed Malik Jackson, the defensive end from the Broncos. So they've beefed up the defense. They're in a weak division. Yep. I think this team can win 8 or 9 games.
Those are 2 good choices, Todd. I like the Patriots pick, especially if Brady's suspension gets overturned again.
No, then you're even in better shape. Yeah. I just think 10.5 is way too low.
All right, my 2 teams that I like to hit their win total overs for 2016. I'm going to start with the Miami Dolphins. Their win total is 7. I think they're going to go over that mark. Look at last year. They had 6 wins, but they fired their coach in the middle of the season. So even amongst all that turmoil, they still mustered up 6 wins. Even if they just get 1 more win from last year, it's a push. I think they're going to go over that 7 mark. Look for them to win 8 or 9 games in 2016. And then I also like the Arizona Cardinals at 9.5. They're a 10-win team. Maybe 11. They had 13 last year. So one of the best teams in the NFL, and they have one of the most explosive offenses, and they got better on defense through free agency with that trade for Chandler Jones. They had a really good draft. I don't know why they're not a double-digit win team according to Vegas. In my eyes, they most certainly are.
I like that pick, Bill. That's low-hanging fruit with the Cardinals. I left that one for you.
No, thanks, Todd. I appreciate it. Let's get over to the teams that we don't think will hit their over-under mark. The teams that we think they're going to perform worse than expected. Todd, who are your 2 teams that you think are going to hit the under for their win totals?
I'm going to start with the Eagles, Bill. 7.5 is the number, and they only won 7 games last year. I don't see them improving on that. This team is not looking at 2016. This is a transition year. This team's looking to the future. They're looking at 2018, 2019. They gave up all their draft picks to take Carson Wentz. They have a new coach, a new defensive coordinator, a new offensive coordinator. I just don't see it, Bill. This team has 5, 6, maybe 7 wins at best this season, so no chance the Eagles get to 500 this year. The other team, Bill, is the Vikings at 9.5, and this might be a little surprising because the Vikings are one of the more up-and-coming teams in the NFL. They won 11 games last year, but I think they far exceeded expectations winning those 11 games, and I think it's going to be a lot tougher playing a first-place schedule this year. And I think they're probably going to go just under. I'm going to call for a 9-7 season out of the Vikings.
All right, my 2 unders are the San Francisco 49ers. They have an over-under at 5.5. I think they're going to go under. They were a 5-win team last year. They have a new head coach. They're the worst division. They're the worst team in their division. Now they play the AFC East and the NFC South, which isn't a tough slate. But who's going to be their quarterback in a brand new system? They don't have any playmakers on offense. Down year for the 49ers. I can see them certainly going well below that 5.5 mark for their total wins on the year. And then I also am pegging the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to not meet their 7.5 game over-under win total for the year. They play the AFC West and the NFC West. Tough slate there. I think Jameis Winston, I'm sure he'll take a step forward in his second year, but this is a 6 or 7 win team. No way they're going to go over that 7.5 win total.
I think Jameis is in for a sophomore slump, so I like that pick.
Okay, well, there you go. For more NFL, fantasy football, and college football coverage, head over to footballnation.com.